Hey Gemini, how are you doing? I know that I hope recently that you've been feeling protected, you've been feeling the protection again, you've been feeling connected to Mother Earth in a way that stronger than you've ever felt before, because I went back through the last 5 months, did my 5 month analysis of and review of where I can see that you've been better than I knew at the time. I go back through the readings, right, and I see if there's actually like a continuous storyline, and it's amazing that there is. But you've had quite a time with family, with a family situation possibly involving children, stepping into your own power for the possibly the first time or at least in a way that you never have before, to the extent that it's fairly traumatic, and where the right decision is making a decision, period, as opposed to any which particular decision to make, right? Just actually taking charge of owning what to do in a situation. And there was a strong sense of feeling extremely alone in that, and unprotected and separated from God and guides. But that was because it's anytime we step into our own energy in a new way, that way, that's how it goes, in order so that we don't confuse any of their energy with our own, so that we understand what our energy feels like, right? And so in celebration of the fact that we are in Taurus season, but the sun has just entered Aries, if you have Stellarium or Sky Safari on your phone, or if you go to Stellarium on your desktop, you can see that it's just been a few days that the sun has crossed the median point between the Pisces constellation and the Aries constellation. So we're almost like a full sign behind with that. But I realize Aries is a small constellation, so we'll see exactly how long the sun technically lasts in it. Because, of course, everything doesn't match the even 30-degree splits of the zodiac on paper. I went in search of a new deck. Not that it's new, but I finally went. I've had the black and gold Smith-Waite, but I went and got the Centennial edition. And I've got her extra illustrations up here that you can see the bottoms of, probably. And I didn't realize until reading the notes in that Pamela Coleman Smith actually worked with William Butler Yeats, if you can see that clearly enough. An Irish poet who is one of my guides. And so now I feel that much more connected to Pamela Coleman Smith. They did theater set design together. And he was very much involved in helping my ex get a home in County Mayo in Ireland. And there's of course there's years of story to go with that to back it up, why I think that. I do work with a lot of authors, D.H. Lawrence, Paul Gallico, especially. There's 30 plus, and I have a book catalog that I'm working on co-writing with them, and I've got over 36 books in that, and you know, everything. I've got a business for it and all that stuff. So I'll substantiate that anytime, anywhere. But so now I feel like the whole connection between me and the ex and the house in County Mayo now has this Pamela Coleman Smith connection to it. And it's very moving. And when I went and got these cards, the employee at Shakti, this is where I get my rose quartz, is from I realize you probably have your own place to go, but I'll put the link in. It's a beautiful little shop here in Winnipeg. They ship everywhere, of course. But she needed help with her birth chart and figuring out who her guides are, and especially her ancestral ones, any of them, and sort of pulling the picture together. So I'll be helping her with that. So it was all very affirming, and I feel like that might be part of what's happening for you right now, in terms of just pulling everything all together, having the big picture. And so I got this pulled out, because of the strong Taurian energy with strong Aries overtones, I pulled out the Wild Kuan Yin pocket, the Alana Fairchild's. It's a Chinese painter. I'm going to get his information because I've looked it up. I thought I had it in the information in this deck, and I don't. That I can find it easily. I took up some of Taurus time looking for it. But these are scenes from Tibet, and beautiful, beautiful bison energy, buffalo energy. And so I'll get however many cards that they want you to have from this, and I'll show them to you. I'll pull them up and I'll focus the camera, and then we'll get into the tarot. Okay, Gemini? Sorry to go on a bit. Let's see here. Okay, that one. Oh, that's the one I've had that out for myself lately, since last night. Okay, 2 is a lot. Which way is it going? Okay, let me put this aside and hold those up for you and check if we're even still recording. I'm gonna switch those out. Let's see here. First one. Okay. Where's my... see if I can get it closer. Yeah. Just deep tones anyway. Probably I can only get it so close. Tons of just wonderful detail. That one. This one. I know I could put better light on it. There, you can see them there, and the river's in the background. Yeah. Moon. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, so I forgot to refocus the camera, so we're gonna... I got certain ways in before it cut out, and we're going to start over. And I'm going to shuffle again. I'm going to cut out all the stuff that I did out of focus where I shuffled. So it'll be interesting to see the contrast between what was going on with the cards that flew first. And we started off with a King of Swords and an 8 of Wands. King was in the upright. Wands were in reverse. They kind of slipped out, so I wasn't sure that I wanted to keep them, so we didn't. Then out came out the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Needing to prove yourself to yourself in career energy, but also maybe some more proving yourself, and then proving yourself to everybody else. After that, what came? 6 of Cups sideways. A gift or something to do with children that's on hold. Something to do with, but maybe something to do with guides. Scorpio energy anyway. So maybe a power struggle. And then the 8 of Wands came out upright. So proving yourself to yourself in the area of ambition, the trouble you want to make in the world, and progress, messages, communication. And then out came the Devil reversed. So some charted timing. So fears, then that matched with, that's more Capricorn energy, right? More 10th house energy. And so that went hand in hand with the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So let's see what comes out now. Ace of Wands. Okay, well that goes nicely with the 8 of Wands. It even sounds similar. Okay. Good Aries energy. The beginning. Oh. Okay, and flipping right out underneath it, 10 of Pentacles. So here we go with Capricorn. Now the thing is, the camera was out of focus. I had focused on close-ups, and then I needed to adjust the focus, right? So we're going to count that in as part of the message. And I had to backtrack once I realized that I had to adjust my focus. So we backtrack to the Ace of Wands from the Eight of Wands. And then as soon as we backtrack, we get the Ten of Pentacles instead of the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So the Nine of Pentacles was backtracking. I'll turn off the fridge in just a second. I'll get a card first. Shit. I record close to the fridge because otherwise I'm too close to the guy, my son, doing his streaming. Let's take it sideways because we've had it upright, we've had it reversed. So let's just take it sideways. Sagittarius energy, faith, house of faith, truth, philosophy, long journeys, healing. It's the first card of that house. So we're stuck between either no communication or lots of communication, proving yourself to yourself or not proving yourself to yourself. But this is the state we're in. Happy home. Ay, 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 ay. Right, okay. Just to go nicely with that Ace of Wands energy, that Aries energy, we have first house energy, the Fool, yes. And we have Taurian. So this is very seasonal. You're being very seasonal, Gemini. Congratulations. We have, because I would put Taurus as cardinal, because it's the money house. So it's the investment house. We don't get anywhere closer to finishing than by starting. And I just had this, okay. Now, this is the crossover because you probably have, there's a good chance, Gemini, that you have a Taurus sun, okay? Now, who had, I want to say Virgo had this in reverse as well, right? And I felt like it was a protective, I was getting a whole other spin on it. And I'll see how that bears out. But I felt protection on it. The hand is protecting it. There's the possibility that that an opportunity is being missed, but I feel like it's actually being covered. You'll know whether I'm right or wrong. But we have this Fool energy here to match the Ace of Wands, all Aries first house. So the self, you and yourself, you're in a new start. Which is like an interesting, okay, cards are just slapping, but okay, nice and gentle then. Okay, so accomplishing, Leo energy, leadership energy. Fifth house energy, creative energy, the will in the sense of expression. Expressions. We've got strong, okay, so the Wands energy, because this is a magician as well. Okay, and then this is absolutely charted timing. So that's an interesting contrast to the Devil reversed, right? The freedom. So the Devil is obviously representing some kind of binding thing, yeah? And if the family thing was a binding thing, obviously. And so now we are free from that and protected. We know that there's more to life than what's in this world. Self-esteem is intact. Self-esteem is intact, and I'm very glad about that. And I'm still recording. Everything is... Woo! And we come spinning out. spinning out. We knocked the Pisces fish. Wow. Spinning. Two of Cups, Two of Cups, Two of Cups, Two of Cups. Cancerian energy, 4th house energy, roots, guides, ancestors. What was I saying? So now there's an agreement, a choice. You had to do a lot of deciding for yourself. And now there's more deciding to do. Either, now it could be somebody flesh and blood. I mean, we've got healing going on here as well. So it could be somebody in your immediate. It could be healing with your guides. We had that 6 of Cups sideways in the reading that was out of focus. Fix the focus. So maybe the fixing of the focus helped, you know, decide the acceptance. Interesting. 5 reversed to go with this 10 upright. Yes, you want out. You have to wait a while though. So the necessary change is taking us back to stability. It's taking us back to the 4. We'll have to go through it again because you have to go through 5s to get to 6s. But the next time you can recognize what the feeling is and why you're feeling it. So we're going to get stable again. But you don't want to get stuck in the stability. You want to progress because you want to get to the 6, 7, 8, 9. You want to get to the 10. So somebody's not out in the cold anymore. Either a decision's been made, there's reconciliation possibly, or just, this is Virgo energy for me. This is 6th house energy. So this has to do with routines, health, workplaces, problem solving, doing the right thing. And of course, yeah, that necessary change that is the 5. And then, you know, 6 months from now, 5 months from now, I'll see something more to it in context. But anything else? Ooh, beautiful. Okay, so if we take in the religious aspect of this card, or the spiritual aspect of this card, shall we say that, I mean, you've got temple / church, right? And we'll just take that to mean communion, right? A house of communion, a house of prayer, a house of good faith, connection, protection, which is a problematic correlation, you know, connection between the physical, the man-made, and the spiritual, because I had to separate the two permanently in my life, and I'm hesitant to connect them symbolically. But given that, we calculate that in. So possibly parting ways with a certain structure that was corrupt, yes, led to full. Okay, so I would say that's I feel like we have 3 aces on the table. So what's the 4th ace? We always check for the 4th ace, the Ace of Swords. So the truth, well, I think we've had enough of the truth the past 5-6 months, haven't we? I think that's what brought us here, is it not? Is it not? Any final word from Tarot? I kind of feel like that Ace of Cups is a beautiful final world. Well, the world. Oh, we come back to the King of Swords that we started out with in the beginning. And so I'll keep him sideways. He was upright in the reading that was out of focus. So it's Aquarius energy, 11th house energy, your legacy. I mean, it can be you in your strong energy, yes, but I'm going to correlate it to this, when you're in Gemini house, you can be younger, you can be less, you're in a learning, it's more of a learning energy, yes, it's more of an absorbing house, and the 11th house is the, you know, reversal of that, it's the inversion of that, it's the putting back out. And so that's why I put it as king energy. But of course the problem with the King of Swords is if he's too much in his head and he's not, although I would say he has to know all kinds of knowledge, but he is specifically cognitive, he's specifically logic, reason, theoretical, paradoxical. And so we know what the trouble is in terms of processing feelings through the mind first. Yes, everything for air signs, y'all. If you have strong air placements, even if you're another sign, but you have strong air placements, it affects how you process feelings, right? So through the head first. There has to be a purposeful, intentional teaching of yourself of how to be your own best friend in processing feelings the way you need to through your head in order to help yourself connect with people the way that they want to be connected with, who are more, you know, who don't process through their minds first, right? And so is that why he's sideways? Because we have these wands sideways. So we have this communication sideways. Yeah. So the problem is, I don't know that there is much of a problem. I think there's just time needed. I feel like there's just time needed. That's what I feel, Gemini. You just be very patient with yourself. Did I talk? Yeah, I feel like there was a marketing situation going on that you needed to solve your marketing problems first, and then you would worry about anything else after that. You needed to do some business stuff. And so yeah, this is probably has to do with that, isn't it? Your marketing concerns. Something to do with that, or public relations. Well, that would be marketing. But, and if it's not specific, if it's to do more with family than with, you know, marketing, than business, then it's to do with how you communicate yourself. And in which case, understanding that you process your feelings through your mind, then what you do to analyze feelings. And just know that you need to. You can just tell people, if you probably already have, but it's like, look, I gotta figure out first, and I gotta write things down, I gotta talk to myself. I gotta understand about feelings. And the getting down in the muck. I'm a bigger picture kind of person, you say. I deal with the bigger picture. I like to problem solve at a distance. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's why I am what I am, right? You don't apologize for being Gemini or Aquarius or Libra. You don't apologize for it. You are gifts to us, and you're meant to be that way. Let's see what these have to say. Be guided now. Allow yourself to be guided. The guide cannot take the steps for you. That is your job. Like I was saying, how it was feeling, you were feeling unprotected and everything, and it's because, yeah. But the guide can show you the way. It's up to you if you choose to take it. Whether you tread carefully, dance, or run along the sacred pathway towards the loving arms of the Holy Mother. She's always there to help you. I think this is my favorite card of the deck. The strength of you. Are you doubting your ability to heal or recover? There is nothing that has fundamentally damaged your spirit, your will, or your heart. Spirit, will, and heart. No matter how broken those parts of you may feel at times, they have only ever been broken to heal stronger. Now, I would say that there's some serious assholery in this world, to quote somebody, but, and there's evil. But they have not been broken beyond repair and never will be. Well, because you can't be broken beyond repair because you're divine. No matter how hard evil strikes, no matter how hard evil strikes, and it strikes hard. We know this. We know how much people suffer in this universe. But that doesn't mean that they get to soul. You can't sell your soul. It's a lie. And people get convinced that they have done, and it's only because they believe the person that sold them the contract. And I'm not talking about soul contracts that we signed with. Well, sometimes, absolutely, I am talking about soul contracts. Depends on who you are dealing with, whose team you're on, that kind of thing, and whether or not you want to be on that team, right? And that's all with this king. But yeah, no, absolutely. I'm not trying to undo those messages at all. I don't believe in learning by suffering for the sake of learning. Yeah, okay. They totally affirmed all of this, so be guided. Be guided. Trust. You're smart enough. You've come far enough. Okay, Gemini, I'm going to shut up now. We've gone long. But this is beautiful. Like, holy crap, beautiful. I'll be back.